Hey everyone, you are tuning into the AFTERBUZZ TV After Show for The Voice. Tonight we're going to be breaking down the crazy episode where we went from 12 contestants to only, or 20 to only 12. I'm sorry, you gotta stay tuned. You don't want to miss this one. It was nuts.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey everyone, and welcome to The Voice After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. Tonight was an intense night for The Voice, y'all. We went from 20 to 12. Sorry about that. I got a little confused. I think everyone was a little confused tonight.
Tonight was confusing.
I think Carson was stressed. I was stressed. The contestants felt stressed. I feel like everyone was rushed. We're going to break it down. I'm your host. My name is Dani Golub. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Dani Golub. Fellow co-host, where can they find you?
I'm still stressed out. I'm Nataly Tavidian, and you can find me everywhere at Nataly Tavidian, and that's Nataly with a Y.
I'm not stressed.
He's had some time to decompress since he watched.
But I'm Chris Howard. Reach out to me at Chris Howard Live on Twitter and Instagram. Say hello and chat about the show.
Yeah, so let's start by breaking down how tonight went. So we saw every act kind of like banged it out. It felt like a concert, you said. There was no real like opening packages. It kind of just went contestant, and then like randomly they would have eliminations, and so like you had to be live voting within the app or Twitter, to within like a very small window of time. And so I was voting,
and not on West Coast time, right?
I was voting as a West Coast person without actually even seeing the acts. Chris was voting live while watching. How did that?
Well, the fact that I think that's kind of voter fraud on your part.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I still voted for just my favorites based on what I had seen in previous weeks.
I think that's so
because
bad.
You had to.
I had no choice because I still want to participate.
That's almost like you weren't a citizen. Sorry, you know what, they're doing it all for the election because we have the election.
Yeah, we have the election tomorrow. Yeah.
At the same time, so they had to abbreviate the time of voting, which I think put a lot of pressure on the participants.
Everyone.
We were saying Carson Daly's eyes looked kind of red.
Everyone looked like a deer in the headlights tonight, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's not, to their credit, if things like that put so much stress on things, that's also something that performers have to deal with,
Yeah, it's true.
And you have to get it out of the way quick. I mean, when it comes to live shows, it's you have to go to commercial at a certain time, you have to wrap at a certain time, and it's all live, so it's like back to back.
I felt bad for the artists that went home tonight because I feel like they didn't really get like their moment to say goodbye.
Yeah.
They were kind of ripped off the stage, and their coaches were like hugging them as they were already going into the next artist. It felt really not personal in that sense, but I really don't know how else they could have done this. We were thinking maybe they could have broken it up into 2 weeks. Right. Maybe they could have done 2 different nights, maybe like Wednesday or something, and just, I don't know what they could have done to make it better. I mean, from what I heard from my friends at NBC, lots of people still voted, people participated.
I was voting the whole time. I was
voting too. So I think that there was.
Did you use the 10 votes?
Because I asked, I was like,
Took full advantage.
Was there like significantly less votes? And they were like, no, tons of people were voting. There was.
I think there was a logjam at the very end because I was trying to vote for Team Adam at the very end, and I couldn't get my last vote in. I think
really?
they had
They would
so
close
much.
It really quickly.
Yeah, it's only open for a short period of time.
It was like the team commercial break, and then they would announce that that's it, it's closed.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
It was. I think it's just interesting, but it is a wild ride, and I think it's reflective also of what artists have to really deal with. So I don't think that it's a tragedy or anything. It's just like, wow, what an interesting thing.
Anything could happen. This is the type of pressure
life,
that they control.
That's exactly.
It was unique. It was first of its kind. It was cool to watch and witness live. So I definitely think it was something to, maybe look at for other shows in the future. But let's start breaking down the acts for tonight. First up was Team Alicia. So the way they did it was Alicia's entire team went, then Blake's, then Miley's, then Adam's. So for Alicia, first up was Kristen Cuevas. He sang Yesterday.
He was awesome.
He was great. And as we go, I'll kind of mention who Christian made it through.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the easiest way to do this, to kind of show.
You want to say the team?
We'll go through who made it through. Kylie was up next, and she sang I Can't Get No Satisfaction, and I loved this.
Hey, did you? I thought it was a good performance. It wasn't one of the 2 that I would have chosen if it was just me, but I thought it was good.
I thought Alicia may have picked her, but
I thought that for Kylie, that would have been one of the ones that I would have loved to be in the audience. Like, what a treat for the audience to be there, and she was really interacting with them, and I thought,
it was hard to see her because she didn't make it through, and she was so emotional. She was like crying on stage, which I felt like a lot of the artists were. But like,
didn't you see that in all their eyes? All the women looked like they were crying.
The guys too. Jason Warrior was crying. We had Riley crying. Like,
you could see how nervous they were.
Riley.
I think it was emotionally exhausting for them, honestly, because they were like literally we were watching. One artist was still high-fiving people getting off the stage as the next one was coming.
As they're being kicked off the show, right?
I was like,
is there more than one stage? Because it was
there's not. It was
quick.
crazy.
I thought thought they'd like dim the lights on one and turn the lights on the other, but it was one stage. It was off and on. It was
wild. And the way that it worked in terms of voting was America's...
We're going to talk about the technicalities of this episode.
It was like, I have no idea how they did it. It was magic.
Yeah, I don't know how they processed that.
It really was, but they nailed it. They did
how do you process that many telephone votes? And also in the voting... It takes
3 minutes, I think.
In the voting, if you vote more of your 10 votes on somebody and then you go back, you can adjust it and stuff.
Yeah, you can.
And then put your final vote in. So I'm blown away that they were able to process that.
I mean, I know that they were there like all weekend doing walkthroughs of this show. Yeah, because like this was the first of its kind.
So Dani works at NBC.
I do. I don't work on this show in particular, but a couple of the people on my team who do the social media for them were there like doing walkthroughs all weekend, practicing how this exactly was going to work.
Wow.
So I think they had it down to a science, but I mean, it went really, really well, considering they got everything in those 2 hours, and there were a few moments when I was worried that they wouldn't. So
20 people, like imagine if
they were pushed to the brink though.
They really
to the
were.
Edge of what they had to deliver.
Were. Yeah. Next up was Mcdonald. I personally could see this girl winning.
She's awesome.
And they haven't had like a young person win in kind of a while on the show. Yeah. Like the last few, Allison and Jordan, they've kind of been like, you know, they're not old, but they're like 20s, 30s. Like they haven't had like that 16-year-old thing in a while. And I feel like Wei is really the full package.
She has so much talent, and I feel like in this performance today, she like exuded so much confidence.
She was great.
She was like rocking it.
She looked beautiful.
Yeah, each round she looks more and more like a pop star.
This is what I was looking for last week when she was wearing the bow tie and stuff. It just didn't work for me. No, it just looked.
She looks more her age right now.
Yeah, it was kind of comical. And here she looked like a beautiful woman.
She did.
She had a nice dress on, and she
her
really
hair
carried
looked awesome. She wore it like totally froed out.
Did you guys see Alicia's face while she was performing? She was sitting there. She was like so proud.
Yeah. She was like loving.
Alicia's so funny. She's just like, hey, it's my girl. I was reaching out to you. She's so neat.
If we had more time, I would have loved to see the behind-the-scenes coaching with Alicia and Wei.
I think we'll see that next week.
Yeah.
Wei probably, and Wei, I think that, I really saw her come into her own in terms of in terms of the look, and I thought that was awesome.
I think she matured a lot. We were talking about the wardrobe in general tonight. Was incredible.
Oh my goodness, I want to have someone on our show, one of the stylists.
Miley,
amazing.
Oh my God.
We were talking about that. She looked gorgeous.
Miley, you look hot.
She really did.
Her hair was amazing.
Makeup.
The big tie, the big collar, beautiful. You looked absolutely stunning.
It was the best I've seen her look in a long time.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I've ever seen Miley look better than that.
Yeah, I actually can agree with you on that.
Hot.
She looked really good. She looked put together, classy. Like
beautiful.
She looked gorgeous.
Like, beautiful. Yeah,
she looked
classy.
like a woman. You know what I mean? For the first time, I feel like we've always seen her kind of like dressed up like a girl.
Either a tomboy.
It wasn't a costume. It was like an outfit.
She still had like her fun, chunky gummy bear jewelry that she wears, but it worked. Yeah. You know what I mean?
No,
Tonight
it was classic, beautiful.
Was a hit.
Right. It wasn't on the what do I want to say? I don't want to say sleazy. What's the word I'm looking for? What she wears for provocative. Thank you. On the provocative side, nor was it the tomboyish little girl. It was spot on.
It really
beautiful.
was. Whoever I feel like she has a lot of say in what she wears. Like I'm sure they all have stylists, but I feel like Miley takes a lot of ownership in her personal brand, and I think that she did a great job.
They should call her Miley's stylist.
Ooh, I see what you did there.
Clever.
All right. Anyway.
So Wei made it through. Needless to say. Next up was Josh Halverson, who sang Cupid. I kind of thought he was like a little too chill for the energy of tonight's show. I was like, how is he so calm?
He looked good though.
He looks good.
I like the guitar.
I feel like everyone tonight was on like some crazy Red Bull situation, and he was like, I'm fine.
He was like, I got this, everyone. Nobody's stressed.
But he's always like that. That's kind of his persona, and it didn't work for me as much as like I know it's his shtick. But
I agree.
I think there's got to be. I think you got to dress it up a little bit more or something. I don't know.
I agree. And then last up for Team Alicia was Soraya, who sang "I'd Rather Go Blind," and I think that she was Alicia's save.
Yeah.
And I think it was very well deserving. She was incredible. She's with that big hair tonight. We loved her dress.
I loved it, and I think
she's gorgeous.
For Soraya, I think I was trying to listen in on the audience and trying to figure out who they were the loudest for, and in my notes for Soraya I wrote loud, loud, loud. The audience was so loud.
They were excited.
See, there's something about Soraya though that like the style just doesn't gel with me as much. I think tonight was the night of the black women, right? We had several black strong women that had powerful voices and stuff, and of those, Soraya isn't the one that gels with me the most. I thought Way was awesome. Christian, like they were the two I would have chosen. Was Way and Christian.
I mean, America agreed with you. They chose them too. I think those two are going to go pretty
Good choice,
far.
America.
Yeah. Moving on to Team Blake. He first up had Dana Harper go, and to be honest, I feel like out of everyone tonight, she sounded the most rushed.
Yes.
I felt like I've seen good performances from her, and tonight she seemed out of her element. She seemed rushed. It wasn't comfortable. I don't know. It didn't sound like I wanted it to sound.
Yeah, and I kind of got that sense with a lot of the artists tonight. And I wasn't thinking rushed. I just thought, what's going on? There's like, it seemed to be nerves to me, but now that you brought the whole time thing into perspective, it's like, okay,
because they're throwing them on stage.
Right. It might have just been like, oh shit, not quite there. And I guess that happened. So I was listening for where were the really stellar performances. I mean, Team Adam really stood out.
Yeah, I agree. We'll get to that.
Really stood out to me. But I agree with you. It wasn't quite as powerful as I had expected it to be. But if they're all on the same equal playing field, that everybody's feeling that pressure, then the gold's going to rise and shine.
Yeah. Next up was Austin for Team Blake. I thought this was a fun performance, and America agreed. He went through via America's vote. What do you guys think?
I liked his performance. I liked the stage lighting. I liked everything performance-wise. His voice was great.
Yeah. What do you think, Chris?
I'm going to be honest. Somehow, I missed Austin's performance.
Oh, that's okay.
All the performances tonight, like I was like, where did Austin go?
I swear, if you blinked or sneezed, you missed the performance.
I think I fast forwarded.
We were talking about it, like, we were taking notes watching this. Like, I can only imagine what this would be like at home watching without, like, really paying attention. Because if you look away for a second, or if you go to the bathroom, you miss the voting period.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's nuts.
Yeah.
Okay, next up was...
See, back to the technicality. We're
it's crazy.
Yeah, wild.
Next up was Jason Warrior. He sang One Dance by Drake. We spoke a little about how he has a really good performance.
Right.
Like, he's good at performing, he has a good stage presence, but his actual singing voice just wasn't there for us tonight.
You know, you said the performance seemed right on. I thought the song choice was just...
It's not a belty kind of song.
There was nothing to it. It just seemed like I couldn't get a sense of his talent.
I wrote my second favorite for Jason on this team. Austin was my first favorite. Jason was actually my second favorite, and I think that really goes back to the performance. I know that the show is mostly about the voice, but the performance is also a big part of it, and I think that his performance was incredible. Him interacting with the audience. He was interacting with the audience, and then you saw him interacting with the coaches. I don't think anybody else did that.
He was the one that was,
and I was like dancing along to it, so he's definitely grown a lot.
He was passed around to 3 different teams, which is a lot.
Sadly.
And unfortunately, he didn't make it through tonight. He was very emotional, and it was sad to see him go without really having a proper send-off. But he's great. He's
talented.
He really is.
And we felt that from the coaches, too. I think they were feeling that it was that sadness about not being able to
go give them a hug or tell them why they love them.
Totally. Next up was Sundance Head. He sang Blue Ain't Your Color. I think this was Nataly's
one of my favorite songs.
Really?
I was listening to this song on repeat on the radio today on my drive here.
Oh, really?
I listened to it like 4 times.
That's so funny.
I don't know why, but I really like this song. It's a great song. Keith Urban.
So you didn't know Sundance was going to do it?
I had no idea Sundance was going to do it, but I know that the CMAs. I watched the CMAs a few days ago, and I rewatched it and rewatched it. Keith Urban singing it, and Sundance made it 100% his own. And like when you love a song so much and somebody else takes it and makes it their own, it's.
See, I love Sundance, and but I didn't get the sense that it was my favorite performance by Sundance. But I clearly picked him as being one of the people that I wanted.
You
to
knew
stay.
he would go on.
Yeah, I mean he's just always powerful. I've heard songs I like better.
Yeah, he made it through. I think that America loves him and will continue to vote for him.
For sure.
Next up was Courtney. She sang Must Have Been Love. I thought this was great. Blake saved her. Thank goodness, because I think that she is a pop star.
Superstar.
Blake was like, I'm surprised she's not famous already.
Right.
She writes for other big musicians.
Powerful voice. And, you know, maybe right now might be the appropriate time.
Yeah,
we get to do this show because of our sponsors, so we have a great amount of reverence and respect and love for our sponsors. sponsors. Here we've got DraftKings Buzz Live Feed. Now, fantasy football. Here's the question. How's your fantasy football season going?
You know, my fantasy voice team is going not so well.
I know, she's got fantasy. Yeah, you're playing. Yeah, you're losing.
I'm losing hardcore, considering I have people who have been eliminated on my team. But fantasy football.
You can play fantasy football. Maybe you'll have a better chance.
Maybe.
Right? So
should sign up for DraftKings.
Yeah, how's your fantasy football season going here? What's that you say? I could even read it like I'm supposed to. Your starting running back has pulled his hamstrings. That's kind of like her voice participants blowing their vocal.
Nolan was pulled off
Nolan
my
was
team.
pulled off the team. Your sleeper pick is sleeping. Right, like some of yours. Well, it's not too late to save your season. Huge cash prizes. I think you have to go to DraftKings.com. Yeah. So DraftKings.com is the destination for 1 week fantasy football. That means no season-long commitments to busts and bench warmers. Never again will injuries have you combing the waiver wire at 2 a.m. Every week is a brand new season at DraftKings. Just pick your contest, draft your team, and follow the action live. You may even find our very own Dani Golub on there with you.
I think I'm going to play. I could use some good money right now.
I think you could, yeah.
Sounds about right.
She tried The Voice. Now she's moving to DraftKings.
Moving to football. Probably learn a little bit of football first.
Redo old rivalries. You can learn as you go. With friends, play them every week.
I have friends that can help.
Oh, yeah. I have friends that use DraftKings. They love it.
Do they?
Yeah.
We got 50-50 contests. I haven't been a fantasy person myself yet, but it sounds like the place to go. Where the top half of all entries win cash. So you can win cash with this. Even your current fantasy team is circling the drain, and you can still win cash prizes at DraftKings.
I feel like you have nothing to lose. You know?
Yeah, go play. So here's the deal. Don't wait.
Keep it going.
Start your new season at DraftKings.com right now. Use the code BUZZ. That's BUZZ. And
Very
play
easy to remember.
Free.
Think AFTERBUZZ.
With your first deposit. So you don't have to pay anything. You play for free there with your first
free money
deposit. That's code, so the code is BUZZ, like AfterBuzz to play
Spell it one more
free.
time.
BUZZ, buzz.
Like
B.
Natalie was a
Think
B for
B.
Halloween.
Yeah, she was a B for Halloween. Think B. For your share of over $100,000 in total prizes this weekend. Only at DraftKings.com. Eligibility restrictions may apply. We got to say that. See the site for details. Do that. And thanks once again to DraftKings.
Mic drop. That was
for
amazing.
Our sponsorship. Absolutely.
Thank you guys for keeping the lights on in this place.
Yes, we paid the bills.
And keeping this conversation going for all our viewers.
Yeah.
So next up, we have Team Miley. And first up for Team Miley was Sophia Urista. She looked like a queen in that jumpsuit.
Rocking that outfit.
I am so
Her hair,
sad.
She had gemstones. Did you see that?
She was a freaking
so
boss.
amazing.
She did look beautiful. She looked hot.
And her performance was amazing. I'm really upset she didn't make it through. But like I said, out of the 5 from each team, only 3 made it through. Tonight was really cutthroat, and you had to be either the best of the best or someone that, you know, the coaches. I feel like tonight coaches picked.
Viewers have connected
They didn't
with
pick based on
maybe.
performance,
They picked
right?
based on who they already liked.
Yeah, exactly.
Because tonight was like Miley picked Darby, who went up next, and she's saying those were the days. And I love Darby. I voted for Darby. I don't know if this was her strongest performance, but Miley has a connection with her where it was like, even if tonight wasn't her best performance, I don't know if tonight was what they were judging on only. They were picking it on everything.
And you know, that would make sense too because of the fact that it was rushed tonight, that they may have just said, you know what?
Considered everything.
They considered that as
I
part
thought
of
Darby did amazing in this performance.
Yeah.
She had some really amazing high
At the
notes.
end.
She sounded great. She started strong.
look.
She ended strong. Her look is so
She did look
unique.
amazing. I like that.
Yeah, I love how
I want to
unique
do my
she
hair
is.
like that next week.
I thought it was very. I thought it was very Mamma
Let's
Mia.
do it. I'll bring some
flowers
daisies.
in my hair.
Oh yeah, let's do it. Flowers in all our hair.
And then
Perfect.
her boot. I think you could have like one.
I'll wear like one flower.
Yeah.
If you wear it on
Behind
the
the
left
ear,
side,
you know.
you're not.
I don't know the rules.
I don't know.
I don't-
I think if you're wearing flowers in your hair, you just rock them however you want.
Okay, I'll rock my flowers. Yes.
So Darby made it through. Sophia did not, unfortunately. Darby was Miley's save for the night. Next up was Aaron.
How about? Oh yeah, Aaron Gibson.
surprising.
Aaron Gibson was so shocking. He sang "Round Here." I wrote "Sounds Good." America saved him. I was really shocked on this one. This
I
was
was
probably
too.
the most surprising one of the night.
I agree
One of them.
100%. I thought he looked good on stage. I thought he looked comfortable on stage. I thought his performance was solid, but I also do think that there were people on the team that
Me too.
I
would have
personally
picked
felt
Sophia
looked
Arista
Sophia,
over,
me too.
over him.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would have picked Sophia. And honestly, Belle Jewel sang Runaway.
Yeah.
Love that song. She looked
She's
awesome
gorgeous.
I love
tonight.
her
Right?
vintage vibe, that yellow
Miley
dress,
said
her
that.
style.
She was
Like a
beautiful.
kimono.
Really
Like I thought she was like if you had to pick who's really rocked it here tonight, her and Miley.
Yeah.
Right?
They're
The two.
two.
Yeah.
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 But there was something off about the performance a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
Again,
I think in terms of like, you know, vocal quality, she isn't necessarily the strongest, but she does have that like pop star package where I feel like she has like, you know who like Charlie XCX? She kind of reminds me of her.
Yeah.
She's like a, you know, this like grungy kind of pop star that I feel like has her own
and she's hot.
niche. Yeah, she's gorgeous. I feel like there definitely is like, even though this is The Voice and it's about the way you sound, the way you look doesn't hurt. I mean, she looks great. But then last up for Team Miley is Allie Caldwell, who
that high note she started on.
She is
literally started on this high note. Amazing.
She's one of your strong women of color tonight. Let me tell
exactly.
you.
Well, that's what I thought. Strong women of color. I said black strong women. They're the same thing. But
she was amazing.
She was amazing.
Damn, girl. She was great.
Amazing. She
loved it. She is another one that's like trained like musician. How are you not famous already?
See, but I look at her, and if I contrast that with the style of Soraya, my preference is Ali Caldwell.
Me too. Mine is Allie's as well.
Yeah.
I honestly think that Sophia.
I get that vintage vibe from her too. I really like that.
Yeah, I do too. And the red hair. I think she's cool. I think that Sophia honestly is up there with them.
Sophia's neat. Yeah. Sophia's neat. I like her. Cool. I love the hairstyle. She rocked it.
And I've never seen someone like rock a jumpsuit like that. Like she wore it.
And apparently she was a host for a burlesque show.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
She's got the confidence. She can go out there. She can work the crowd. But the performance I felt was a little bit off tonight. But she has that. There was just something magic enough where it's like, yeah, keep her.
Yeah, it's a bummer. Unfortunately, she won't be making it through, but Allie will. I'm excited to see what else Allie's going to sing. I think she's one of the ones.
She's one of the strong ones.
Going far, yeah. And then the last up was Team Adam. First up for him was Brendan, who Adam's team is like all cuties and they're all really talented.
Cutie, handsome,
but the whole team,
adorable.
His team,
I think it's the most powerful team this season.
And I honestly thought up until this point, like Alicia was gonna win for sure, but now that I see Adam's team, I'm like, wait a second, he's like coming out of the dark with these really strong players.
He knows it too. Like he said that. He said, cool. All 5 of you would have stayed if we were judging this differently.
If we were judging it based on
on the.
I was sad that Team Adam went last because it didn't give Adam.
It didn't. Adam was pissed. You could tell.
You could tell he was upset, but he's a team player, so it's kind of like he's feeling the burn of it, but he's also.
He's been on this show for years, so it's like if anyone, him or Blake had to go last because they could handle that kind of pressure at the end. But it was rushed, and I felt bad for his team because, like, out of all of them, they really didn't get their moment.
And they deserved it.
They did, because all 5 of these guys.
See, that's what I thought about midway through the show. I'm like, how are they going to fit in Team Adam, and how are they going to fit in the reveal for each of the? Yeah, I'm like.
That's when I started to get nervous when I was like, I don't think they're going to fit them, but they did. Yeah. So Brendan went up first.
Well, they had to, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Brendan went up first, and that was actually Adam's save, which was pretty surprising to me.
I was surprised too. I felt like he left his heart on the stage.
He did.
Performance,
I thought he
sang
great.
With so much heart.
Yeah, I thought he was really, really good.
I love his voice, but I thought the performance was a little off again. I mean, if you compared it to Billy or to Riley that are going to come up that we'll talk about, I mean, I did not think that Brendan's performance was the one that was the showstopper.
I'm really shocked that Adam didn't choose Riley for his save.
Yeah, me too.
Riley was like in tears. I almost put me into tears.
I thought for sure that was coming. That he was going to pick Riley, and I think he should have. I think that Riley's voice was more unique. I know that Adam likes these rock grunge type voices. Yeah, and I like them too.
I love how we're all running out of adjectives to describe how amazing these people's voices are. Right. But Adam's description of Brendan's voice, I had to write it down. He called it, "There's an oak tree in your body."
There's an oak tree.
Running out of adjectives here.
I think Adam runs out of adjectives
I like
too.
That.
But it's,
Blake makes some weird words too. He's like.
Well, what did he call him? I don't remember.
It was a few weeks ago.
Adam called Blake a ding dong.
Yeah.
And then Blake says you can't say ding dong on TV.
Yeah.
And he said, well, what did Adam say? Adam said this ding dong missed out. And he said you can't say ding dong on TV. And then I wrote down, but you can't say missed out on ding dong on TV. Okay, anyway.
Funny. So next up for Team Adam was Simone. She sang Shine Bright Like a Diamond. We honored her with our opening song. Unfortunately, she didn't make it through, and she is a badass.
She's very
She's got this rich voice. Sad about that.
I thought it was a perfect performance.
I know. Yeah. There wasn't anything wrong. That's the problem is hers was literally flawless. Yeah. And to have to go home on that note and to not even get a moment to be like, bye,
Can I throw in my wardrobe in here too? That white jumpsuit.
Yeah, she looked great. It was perfect for her body too. Yeah. It really flattered her in all the right places.
Bubbles.
I'm bummed that she's going
Positive,
home.
optimistic.
Yeah, I mean, but to Adam, I think it was 100% right when he said all 5 of you would stay if it was judged purely on performance. That's how strong his team is.
Because they were stronger than some of the other people that made it through on different teams, but tonight it was based on team.
Right.
Starting next week, I believe it's going to be based on, doesn't matter what team you're on. Yeah.
So ultimately, it is a game, and it doesn't mean that necessarily the best performers are going to go the distance.
Right, but starting next week, that will be the case with the top 12. It's based on America's votes solely. So, like, if next week all 3 of Blake's people go home and Adam still has all 3 of his, then Blake's just out.
Right.
That's how it works.
I mean, what I did like was
just throwing a scenario out there.
Yeah, not that that's going to happen. I'm just saying, like, if that wouldn't have happened, this can't happen.
What I liked was being part of this live voting process where I knew it was going to come out right afterwards, and I thought it was fascinating
cool,
to be able to vote and to be able to see it.
There was like some sort of like immediate gratification with that because like I voted with the West Coast, so I didn't do it while I watched the episode, but it was kind of nice finding it all out in one night.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
That was unique. I mean,
I happened to be on the East Coast feed, so I got to see it earlier than everybody else. Yeah.
There was, I mean, from what I learned at work, the majority of the country watches an East Coast feed because it's 8/7 Central, so like all of the Central area and all of the East Coast area watches. So there's only like the Pacific Standard Time that doesn't, which is
screwed.
We got screwed. I mean, I still voted. You just have to vote for your favorites, which I honestly feel like a lot of the coaches even did tonight. We talked about that, you know, so it is what it is. Next up was Josh Gallagher. He's saying colder weather. America put him through on their own. I thought he was great.
I want to see him live.
Do you?
Yeah.
Look at you.
I want to go to Stagecoach for my birthday, and I would hope for Josh to be there.
Stagecoach, wait, is that Coachella? Is that?
No, it's the country version.
Country version of it. That's what I'm doing for my birthday next year.
I've never heard of that. Are you a little bit country?
Yeah.
I'm a little bit rock and roll.
Yeah.
You don't know that.
I do know that.
Okay, all right.
I'm a little bit like Lady Gaga.
Yeah, you're a little bit Lady Gaga. That's not the song.
I got that. It's a song.
Josh Gallagher wasn't one of the people that I voted.
In Vegas?
What's that?
Didn't the duo perform in Vegas?
Yeah, it was Donnie and Marie.
Yes.
I'm a little bit country.
Yeah,
whatever. But Josh Gallagher wasn't my favorites here were Riley and Billy, the last 2. But
Riley sang "Luck to Be a Lady" tonight.
Riley has been my all-time favorite since day one.
I
just love his style. I love his voice.
I love his energy. I think he's adorable.
I love his burgundy suit.
What I will say is that he's a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. But
and then maybe Adam was looking for like a little bit more, someone with a little more versatility on his team.
Possible, but Riley nailed this performance. Like I was listening to, I wanted to hear the imperfection in the performance, and I couldn't find it.
And he had a better comfort on stage tonight. I felt like he worked the audience a little bit. He moved around. I felt like previous weeks he maybe was a little bit more stiff, but tonight he looked more comfortable.
Worked to his advantage.
Yeah, I think actually for some people it did. Whereas with
it was very 50-50 to some. That pressure did work to their advantage, and to some we were like, oh my god, they felt
like Dana Harbour felt rushed, but like I think the rushing almost worked for Riley.
See, and I thought that it really showed up in the performance of both Brendan and Josh. The rushing showed up in their performances where I love the sound of their voices. I love the quality of their voices too. That rock grunginess. That's my favorite type of performance. However, I thought the performances fell a little bit short of Riley's, who was just spot on.
Yeah, and then last up was Billy Gilman, who
he's amazing.
He's
very
amazing.
Powerful voice.
They saved. I honestly think with one of these, this was kind of like a best for last kind of thing.
Right.
He was great. He was not fazed by the pressure. He was not fazed by the crowd. He was not fazed by the fact that there was 4 minutes left of live TV. He came out and left it all on the floor.
I was when I was listening to it's like, does that being a childhood, having been a star in his childhood, that has that much of an influence on how he would perform today. It's really amazing.
I mean, I think it's ingrained into his brain from such a young age.
Ingrained in the membrane.
It is. Were there any favorites tonight for you guys? Out of this crazy, I think my favorite was Mcdonald.
Really?
Out of everyone who made it through, or some others?
Anyone. I think out of anyone.
Riley remains my favorite. I want him on this show.
Yeah.
My favorite was probably Billy.
Billy, yeah, that's fair.
And Riley, I love. Billy and Riley, I think, were the best too, and so I didn't think that they got their fair shake. And then, Ali Caldwell was amazing.
Yeah, she really was. I feel like we just speeded through this show because we were under the pressure of speeding through.
We carried it over.
We get to all 20.
I know, because there was 20 acts, and I feel like
now we have 12.
It's a symbiotic relationship with the show.
12.
Yeah, I feel like I'm like, whew, okay. But yeah, 12 for next week. It's going to be live shows.
I still feel stressed out.
Standard form.
So calm.
Here, relax. Here, put a drink on your head.
Oh my God, what did you just put on my head?
A cup holder. Yeah, so there's 12 for next week. 12 for next week. We have 12 on Monday, and then we have the elimination round on Tuesday. But
now, what's this mean? How many more weeks of this do we get? Because I asked you this before.
I don't know. I think it goes through December.
Really?
I'm not sure how deep into December, but
because what starts to happen is that they start to have one person leave a show.
It's less. Yeah, I think it's one at a time now.
Okay.
Or
Goodness, this was just too much.
This was this was the most emotionally exhausting night of them.
I'm exhausted. Can you imagine what they're going through?
They're probably all still crying. I can't imagine. That must have been nuts. But
Riley.
But yeah, so that is kind of all we have for tonight.
Right.
We blew right through it, but
wow, are you kidding me? We got 13 minutes, but we blew right through it.
Yeah, that's true. We kind of just banged this one out because we kind of had a lot of pressure.
Because we felt like we should.
We felt like we should.
We could get through all 20 in an hour, 1 hour.
The pressure that Carson felt, I feel like I just felt for no reason.
Your eyes went red.
Yeah, I went red. I started sweating.
Good job, Carson, by the way.
Yeah, Carson, props to you as a host because that was not an easy thing to do.
Getting to breaks on time.
Yeah, it was really impressive.
Now, where was this filmed? Was it all done
on the NBC Universal lot
here in California?
Yep.
And so
one stage.
On one stage.
It was one
literally throwing bodies over the stage and then ripping the next one on. I don't know how.
So did they?
Can we go behind the scenes of this?
And did they film it live today?
Yep. 5 o'clock. It was live Eastern time.
When you were watching it.
Okay, when I was watching it.
So as you were feeling that stress, they were feeling it too.
It's funny because they said that all day long, and it took me till now to get it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm watching the East Coast feed, but it was right here.
Definitely live. All right, so if anyone wants to continue the conversation with you about this wild and crazy ride, where can they find you?
Reach out. Chris Howard Live on Twitter and Instagram. Let's continue the conversation. Have some fun.
Oh, yes, and we forgot to say thank you again to DraftKings.
Oh, yeah, thanks,
DraftKings rocks.
And I'm Nataly Tavidian. You can find me everywhere at Nataly Tavidian.
And I'm Dani Golub. You can find me everywhere at Dani Golub. Please chat me, tweet me, everything
chat me, tweet me.
Call me, beat me. That's a new call me, beat me.
Call me, beat me. Make me love you.
If you underreach me.
We could talk all about Riley.
Page me.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.